Kendra Robinson's picture-perfect marriage to young Jock might not be what it seems. Rumors of a new man have fans questioning if this relationship is headed for collapse. Young Jock and Kendra Robinson have always been one of the most talked about couples in the love and hip-hop universe. Their relationship has been filled with highs and lows, from public arguments to heartfelt reconciliations. But now, things may have reached a new boiling point. Recently, shocking rumors began circulating that Kendra has been spotted with another man, a so-called new boyfriend. And this has left fans stunned, questioning whether her marriage to Jock is in serious trouble. To really understand how heavy this moment feels, we have to rewind and look at the foundation of their relationship. Jock, the Atlanta rapper and reality star, has never been a stranger to controversy when it comes to love. Over the years, we've seen him in countless entanglements and messy situations on reality TV. But when Kendra came into the picture, many fans thought Jock had finally found the woman who would keep him grounded. She was different. Unlike many of the women he dated before, Kendra had her own established career, her own strong personality, and a no-nonsense approach when it came to love. She wasn't about to let Jock run wild without consequences. Their marriage, however, was never as smooth as some fans thought. Even after their wedding, there were constant whispers about Jock's wandering eye and Kendra's patience running thin. Some viewers praised her for sticking by her man through the drama, while others criticized her, saying she deserved better than Jock's antics. Jock himself admitted, both on and off camera, that he had made plenty of mistakes in the past, but he always claimed that his love for Kendra was solid. Now, though, the narrative seems to be shifting. In recent weeks, social media blogs began lighting up with stories that Kendra had been seen out and about with another man. The rumors started after a series of blurry photos surfaced online. They appeared to show Kendra walking through a parking lot late at night, laughing and holding her phone, while a tall, muscular man walked beside her. The two looked casual but very comfortable around each other. While there wasn't anything blatantly romantic in the photos, fans immediately speculated that this was more than just a friendship. The situation escalated when witnesses came forward, claiming they had seen Kendra and this man at a private lounge in Atlanta. Allegedly, the two were spotted sitting close together, sharing drinks and talking for hours. According to one onlooker, Kendra looked happier than she has in a long time. That single statement sparked an avalanche of speculation online. Fans began asking whether Kendra had finally had enough of Jock's drama and decided to move on, or at least test the waters. Jock, for his part, hasn't been quiet. Sources close to him say he was blindsided by the photos and the rumors. The moment the story started trending, Jock reportedly confronted Kendra, demanding to know the truth. Some insiders claim that Jock felt humiliated because he has been trying to repair his image as a committed husband, only for Kendra to potentially make him look foolish. For someone like Jock, who has spent years being labeled as the player of the love and hip-hop scene, this was a major blow. Meanwhile, Kendra hasn't confirmed or denied the rumors publicly. Instead, she has continued posting on social media like nothing is wrong, sharing her usual mix of work-related updates and motivational quotes. But for many fans, her silence speaks louder than words. They believe that if the rumors weren't true, she would have quickly shut them down. Instead, she seems to be letting people talk. Adding more fuel to the fire, gossip bloggers began digging into the identity of the alleged new man. While his name hasn't been officially confirmed, rumors suggest he's connected to Atlanta's nightlife industry and has ties to some well-known figures in the city. This has only intensified speculation, with fans dissecting every possible connection and trying to figure out just how deep Kendra's relationship with him really goes. Of course, this isn't the first time Jock and Kendra's relationship has been rocked by controversy. Viewers will remember past seasons of Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, where Kendra openly confronted Joss about his cheating ways. There were moments when she broke down in tears, questioning why she should have to put up with his behavior. Jock, meanwhile, would promise to do better, only for another scandal to surface weeks later. It became a cycle: fight, make up, forgive, repeat. Fans began to wonder how long Kendra could keep playing this game. This new situation, however, feels different. If Kendra really is entertaining another man, it signals a shift in power. For years, Jock has been the one accused of stepping out and jeopardizing their relationship. But now the tables seem to have turned. Some fans even see this as karma, Jock is finally getting a taste of what Kendra endured for so long. Others, though, argue that two wrongs don't make a right. If Kendra is seeking revenge or validation by being seen with another man, it could end up destroying the marriage completely. The timing also couldn't be worse. Jock has been working on rebuilding his brand, trying to show that he's more than just a reality TV punchline. He's been focusing on his businesses, his family, and his personal growth. Having these cheating rumors swirling around Kendra right now completely undermines his progress. Instead of being seen as a reformed husband, Jock is once again in the headlines for messy relationship drama. On the other side, supporters of Kendra say she deserves happiness, whether that's with Jock or someone else. They point out that she has stood by him through countless humiliations and betrayals. If she has finally decided to walk away and find someone who treats her the way she deserves, then who can really blame her? But there's also the possibility that this entire situation is being blown out of proportion. Reality TV stars know that their personal lives are always under a microscope, and sometimes innocent moments can be twisted into scandalous headlines. For all we know, the man Kendra was seen with could simply be a friend, a business associate, or even a relative. Yet, because of her rocky history with Jock, fans are quick to believe the worst. What makes the situation so captivating is the silence from both sides. Neither Jock nor Kendra has come forward to clear the air, and in the world of reality TV and social media, silence is dangerous. It allows rumors to grow uncontrollably. Until someone speaks, fans will continue speculating, dissecting every move, and waiting for the next bombshell. As it stands, the marriage between young Jock and Kendra Robinson hangs in the balance. If the rumors are true, it could mark the end of one of love and hip-hop's most high-profile unions. If they're false, then Jock and Kendra have some serious explaining to do about why they let things get this far without shutting them down. Either way, one thing is certain. This story is far from over, and the truth will eventually come to light. The fallout from the explosive rumor about Kendra Robinson being spotted with another man didn't just live online. It carried over into the couple's real life. As news spread across blogs, gossip pages, and even group chats within Atlanta's tight-knit entertainment circles, the tension between Kendra and young Jock began to boil over. Jock, who's always been painted as the life of the party and the comedian of love and hip-hop, Atlanta, was suddenly forced into the uncomfortable role of the husband trying to defend his marriage, while simultaneously questioning if he could even trust his wife anymore. Behind closed doors, the situation grew tense. Jock confronted Kendra late one evening, demanding to know the truth. Eyewitnesses claimed he was emotional, hurt, frustrated, and desperate for answers. Jock reportedly asked Kendra point blank, "Was that you with him? Did you really step out? On me?" But according to insiders, Kendra didn't immediately give a straight answer. Instead, she grew defensive, suggesting that Jock was blowing things out of proportion and believing rumors fueled by people who wanted to see them fail. But the problem for Jock wasn't just the photo. It was the whispers that followed. People close to the scene claimed Kendra was seen multiple times with this same man, sometimes at a local upscale lounge, other times outside events where Jock wasn't present. These weren't just one-off encounters. They looked like a pattern. And the fact that the alleged man wasn't some random stranger, but a known figure within Atlanta's professional and nightlife circles, made the story even harder for Jock to dismiss. This was a particularly cruel twist, considering Kendra had built her reputation as the calm, no-nonsense counterbalance to Jock's wild, unpredictable lifestyle. Fans of love and hip-hop have watched for years as Kendra expressed concerns about Jock's past behavior, his history of infidelity, his reputation as a ladies' man, and his inability to commit. She was always the one setting boundaries, demanding respect and expecting Jock to grow up. So when the tables turned and rumors put her in the hot seat, it felt like a plot twist no one saw coming. The public weighed in heavily. Some fans jumped to Kendra's defense, arguing that she had endured enough during her time with Jock. They pointed to Jock's own history, his multiple baby mothers, his messy entanglements, and his inability to settle down in the past as evidence that Kendra might have simply reached her breaking point. In their eyes, if Kendra was caught with someone else, maybe it was a form of retaliation, but not everyone was so forgiving. Critics accused Kendra of hypocrisy. They pointed out how she had spent seasons of the show demanding transparency, loyalty, and honesty from Jock, only to now be allegedly entertaining someone else on the side. Some even accused her of being manipulative, saying that Kendra liked to maintain the image of the perfect, disciplined wife while quietly making her own moves in the background. Amid all the speculation, Jock's family and close friends were also dragged into the drama. Reports suggested that some of Jock's kids weren't happy with Kendra to begin with, and the situation only widened the rift. For Jock, this wasn't just about his pride. It was about his household, his marriage, and his reputation as a man, who, for the first time, had been trying to prove he could settle down and do right by one woman. Cameras for Love and Hip Hop allegedly caught some of the fallout. One scene, according to sources, showed Jock sitting in a studio with a close friend, venting about how embarrassed he felt by the whole ordeal. Jock allegedly admitted that while he wasn't perfect, he didn't expect to ever see himself in the position of questioning Kendra's loyalty. He reportedly said something along the lines of, "I've done my dirt, yeah. But I thought when she said she was with me, she was really with me. Now everybody out here is laughing like I got played." For Kendra, the situation was equally difficult. She was being hounded online, her every move scrutinized. She reportedly told producers and friends that the so-called new boyfriend was nothing more than a business associate, someone she was working with on legal matters, as she is a well-known attorney in Atlanta. She insisted there was no romantic relationship, and that the photo had been blown out of context. However, insiders weren't fully convinced, pointing out that the body language in some of those alleged sightings didn't exactly scream professional. This left the public in a gray area. Was Kendra telling the truth? Or was this the beginning of the end for her and Jock? Adding fuel to the fire, the alleged new man began to gain attention as well. Though he remained silent in the public eye, gossip, blogs dug into his background. Reports surfaced that he was financially well off, well-connected, and more reserved than Jock. For some fans, the comparison stung. Was Kendra trading in Jock's flashy, sometimes chaotic energy for stability and quiet power? Meanwhile, Jock's icy frustration grew. Friends claimed he started avoiding certain events with Kendra, even skipping out on public appearances they were supposed to attend as a couple. On social media, fans noticed the lack of recent photos together, and that only deepened the speculation that their marriage was hanging by a thread. At the heart of it all was the question of trust. Could Jock believe Kendra's explanation, or would this incident mark a breaking point in their relationship? According to insiders, Jock and Kendra sat down privately for some heavy conversations, where Jock expressed how humiliated he felt by the rumors. Kendra allegedly pushed back, saying she wasn't about to let blogs and gossip dictate her marriage. She told Jock he needed to either trust her or admit he wasn't strong enough to handle being with a woman in her position. That statement alone caused a stir online once it leaked. Fans debated endlessly. Was Kendra gaslighting Jock, flipping the blame back on him? Or was she standing her ground as a woman who refused to bow to social media narratives? By this point, the drama had reached a fever pitch. Everyone from castmates to fans to gossip bloggers had their own theories. Some predicted a divorce was imminent, while others believed this was just another bump in the road for a couple that had already survived countless trials. But one thing was certain: whatever happened next would either make or break the image of Jock and Kendra as a power couple. And with Love and Hip Hop cameras rolling, the world was about to get a front row seat to the chaos. The fallout from Kendra Robinson being caught with another man only got messier as the days went on. What started as whispers on blogs quickly spiraled into a full-on storm that neither she nor young Jock could escape. Jock, always a figure in Atlanta's hip-hop and entertainment scene, had been through his fair share of public scandals. But this time, the drama cut deeper, because it wasn't just about a storyline for TV, it was about his marriage. After the first photos of Kendra with her alleged new man surfaced, Jock reportedly demanded answers. Insiders close to the couple claimed he confronted her immediately, questioning where she had been, why she was out with him, and why she seemed so comfortable. Kendra, however, allegedly brushed it off as business, saying that the man was someone she had been working with on a professional project. But the problem was, the optics didn't match her words. The body language in those pictures, the smiles, the hand on her back, looked way too intimate for a so-called business meeting. As the blogs continued to run wild with the story, Jock's friends and fellow cast members on Love and Hip Hop began to weigh in. Some suggested that Jock shouldn't be surprised, considering his own history of infidelity. For years, Jock's reputation had been tied to his multiple baby mothers, his messy breakups, and his inability to stay loyal. To some people, this was just karma coming back around. But for Joss, it was different. He had gone out of his way to prove to the world that he was serious about Kendra. He had proposed in front of cameras, endured her hesitation, and worked overtime to convince her that he was a changed man. Even when she questioned his commitment, he kept pushing to reassure her. So now, seeing her name tied to another man, Jock felt betrayed, not just as a husband, but as someone who had publicly put his pride on the line. Social media, as always, only made things worse. Fans were divided, with some siding with Jock and others rushing to defend Kendra. On one side, people blasted her for humiliating her husband. If the roles were reversed, y'all would be dragging Jock into the dirt, one fan tweeted. Others pointed out that Jock had no room to talk. He embarrassed Kendra for years on TV, another person posted. Now he wants sympathy? The debates got heated, and both Jock and Kendra were trending topics for days. Behind the scenes, though, things reportedly grew tense in their household. Jock, who is known for his humor and lighthearted personality, allegedly grew cold. According to a close associate, Jock felt like he couldn't even look at Kendra without wondering if she was telling him the full truth. The trust, already shaky from their past struggles, was crumbling. Kendra, meanwhile, was furious about the way the situation was playing out. She insisted that nothing romantic had happened with the man in question. But her anger wasn't just about defending herself. It was also about the humiliation of being painted as a cheater. To her, this was an unfair narrative, and she blamed the blogs and even Jock's silence for letting the rumors grow unchecked. The breaking point came when a new video surfaced online. In the short clip, Kendra was seen again with the same man, this time leaving what appeared to be a late-night lounge. They weren't holding hands, but the closeness was undeniable. Fans immediately labeled it as date night, and that was all it took for the situation to explode. When Jock saw the clip, insiders say he was done. Though he hadn't yet made any public statements, those around him claimed he started seriously considering separation. He allegedly told a friend, "I can't keep defending her when she's out here making me look stupid. I worked too hard for this marriage." For someone like Jock, who built his brand on laughter and entertainment, the pain of being publicly humiliated cut even deeper. The story took another twist when Kendra's camp released their own statement. Instead of ignoring the scandal, she chose to address it head-on. She admitted she had been spending time with the man in question, but maintained that it was strictly business and friendship. She emphasized that people had taken 2-second moments and twisted them into a false narrative. But the problem was the internet didn't buy it. Fans compared her defense to the excuses Jock himself had used in the past, calling it ironic that the tables had turned. Meanwhile, the cast of Love and Hip Hop saw an opportunity. Producers, knowing that drama like this fuels ratings, began pushing for the scandal to play out on the upcoming season. Some cast members even started teasing it in interviews, dropping hints that Jock and Kendra's marriage was on thin ice and that fans would see everything unfold on screen. This only added more pressure to Jock and Kendra's relationship. Every time they stepped outside, cameras and fans were watching, waiting for signs of either reconciliation or collapse. Jock, trying to keep his dignity intact, started avoiding public appearances with Kendra. And when fans noticed the two weren't posting each other on Instagram as much as before, the rumors only grew louder. At one point, Jock went live on Instagram, and though he didn't mention Kendra by name, his words carried a lot of weight. "Man, loyalty is everything," he said. "At the end of the day, when somebody shows you where they stand, you gotta decide if you can live with that or not." Fans instantly linked his comments to the scandal, taking it as confirmation that things between him and Kendra were falling apart. Still, not everyone was ready to count them out. Some fans argued that Jock and Kendra had survived worse, and that maybe this was just another test. Others felt that the two were equally guilty of embarrassing each other over the years and that maybe they were simply a toxic match. Either way, one thing was clear. The fairy tale wedding they had celebrated not too long ago was now overshadowed by suspicion, bitterness, and broken trust. By the time the dust started to settle, Jock and Kendra were faced with a difficult choice. They could either fight through the scandal, work on rebuilding trust, and silence the critics, or they could call it quits and move on separately. Jock, for all his flaws, didn't want to let go of the marriage so easily. He had invested, too, much time and pride in proving himself to Kendra. But Kendra, tired of constantly being judged and painted as the villain, was reportedly questioning whether it was worth continuing at all. The saga left fans on edge, waiting for the next headline. Would Jock forgive her the way she once forgave him? Or would this scandal mark the end of their marriage for good? Either way, their relationship has become a case study in how public love stories can easily turn into public nightmares, especially when trust is already fragile. And as always, the cameras were rolling, ready to capture every raw, messy, emotional moment. And that's where things stand right now. Young Jock and Kendra Robinson's marriage seems to be hanging by a thread, with rumors, whispers, and shocking footage fueling the fire. But what do you think? Is this just another love and hip-hop storyline designed to keep us watching, or is their marriage really over? Could Jock fight to win Kendra back, or has she already moved on with someone new? Drop your thoughts in the comments because we want to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates, and turn on notifications so you're always the first to know when new drama hits. This is where we bring you the real stories behind the headlines. Stay tuned because the truth always finds its way out.